May I come in, sir?
Please do.
Good morning. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. VAIBHAV, take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Can you give us a brief introduction, please?
Sir, I'm VAIBHAV. I was born in Hisar. I did my schooling from Chandigarh. I did my undergraduation in computer engineering from Netaji Subhas Institute of Technology. I've worked for 3 years, 2.5 years to make a difference. And this is my 6th and the final attempt at the examination.
First interview?
Sir.
Date has come?
No, sir.
Okay. So, VAIBHAV, with that kind of a background, computer engineering, IT sector, you've done a job as well out there. So, what drives you for a career in the civil services?
I have a lot of my seniors. When I get to speak to them who are in the service, I realize the type of things they talk about is very diverse. Sometimes they talk about how self-help groups are empowering.
Okay, so diversity is what drives you, but diversity you get in so many other jobs, right?
Sir.
What else? Anything else?
Yes, sir. With my parents, learning from their experiences, both of them are government servants. The amount of job satisfaction and fulfillment they have had through their careers, sir, is what drives me to pursue.
Right, and I see that you took part in a public policy competition.
Sir.
Are you aware of the public policy cycle?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, doesn't matter. And you're fond of blogging about Chandigarh.
Sir.
What are these blogs about?
Sir. About how the city has changed over the years, sir, to adjust the growing population, and about my experiences growing up in the city, sir.
Right, and which platform are you using? WordPress?
WordPress, sir.
Right. Tell me something about Chandigarh's configuration as a city. What does it resemble? It was modeled on what?
Sir, there have been, it is inspired from Indus Valley civilization is one aspect, sir. Other than that, Le Corbusier, the architect, also took inspiration from European structures based in France and Switzerland, sir.
My question is slightly different. It is modeled on a particular aspect. Modeled on what?
Self-sufficiency, sir, of sectors.
It is modeled on the human body.
Sir.
Now, can you explain it?
Sir, there's the capital complex, which is said as the heart of the city. There are V7 is a categorization of roads, which is said the arteries of the body. Then there's a heart of the city, which is called the Sector 17. And
there are the lungs, there's the brain,
yes, sir.
So on and so forth.
Lungs are the
we'll talk about
parts.
It in the feedback, right?
Sir.
Education. New education policy, can you give me a few highlights?
Sir, there's been emphasis on early education. Second part, we have moved away from 10+2 to 5+3 plus 3+4. In further school education, there has been emphasis on vocational education and skill-based training. Moving towards higher education, there has been a push towards a credit-based system for ensuring interdisciplinary education.
Right. Now, my final question to you. This is your 6th attempt.
Sir.
In Japan, they allow only 1 attempt at the civil services.
Sir.
Is there a case for reducing the number of attempts? In your mind, how would you react? Suppose I would say that it is a complete waste of the nation's resources, as well as at a personal level of a candidate,
sir,
for taking it again and again. He should look at plan B and
sir,
contribute to society building in some other way.
Sir.
Maybe 2 attempts are more than sufficient.
Sir, there's a lot of merit in this, sir. The number of attempts needs to be reduced. I've seen people around me who eventually end up with the difficult career options. However, I feel, sir, this has to be done in the practical way of doing it would be to do it in a phased manner so that people get time to look out for other opportunities.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
VAIBHAV.
Sir.
You do blogging.
Sir.
What is the difference between blogging, vlogging and plogging?
Sir. I'll start with blogging and vlogging. Sir.
Blogging we know because you do it.
Vlogging is video logging. Where people create video content for the activities. Video logs is vlogs. Blogging is am I allowed to take a guess, sir?
Okay.
Blogging is an activity where people run and collect waste.
Good, that's fine.
I thought you were going to add flogging to it.
What is big data?
Big data is a combination of data inputs symmetrized around various subheadings. For example, the data collected for COVID during the Arogya Setu apps, when that is categorized on the basis of age, on the basis of vaccine status, on the basis of demographic, that combination is called big data.
And what is data mining?
So, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of the exact definition. If you allow me to take a guess.
Go ahead.
Data mining is finding patterns in that data, mining that data to use it for a particular use, finding insights in that data. For example, continuing the COVID example about how an analytical firm would sit on the data and figure out in which demographic, in which location.
So, big data is security risk or data mining is security risk?
So, I feel both of them are a security risk, but mining of the big data is a bigger security risk because that would...
Tell me about two government schemes which have touched you personally in the last 3 years.
So, can I take a second?
Government initiatives also you can.
Yeah, government initiatives.
First one would be common service centers at Chandigarh, sir. A lot of service delivery, for example, RTO, for example, paying electricity bills has been digitalized.
Digital payments.
Digital payments.
Okay.
Second would be, I wanted to say UPI, but we have, I'll take a second.
Aadhaar card.
COVID, yes sir.
COVID, Aadhaar
vaccines,
card. Okay.
Arogya Setu.
Tell me, I mean, you have given IFS as the fifth choice.
Sir.
Both your parents are in government service. Won't you like to serve abroad?
I would personally prefer to stay in India and serve.
All right.
In the nation.
If you consider foreign service, and you are given an offer to choose a language to master, which language will be your preferred language?
Mandarin would be my preferred language.
All right, good.
Now we find multiple wars happening in the world. We have Israel and Hamas fighting each other. We have Russia, Ukraine never ending. Very likely Pakistan and Iran might go to war because of what happened a day or two ago. My question is not about what is happening. My question is about, is war moral? Is it ethical?
Is war ethical?
Yeah.
So, a just war is ethical.
How can killing each other be just?
What Israel did after 7th October, sir, as a motive of self-defense, I feel that is ethical, but crossing over that line when humanitarian losses are incurred and when civilians are attacked.
You yourself use the concept of a just war. What are the ingredients of a just war?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the exact.
All right, that is one. Second, because we are talking about war and killing people, now we all have the right to life, correct? It's a natural right, it's a human right, it's also a fundamental right. If we have the right to life, should we also have the right to die?
euthanasia as a concept of right to die has been
Not euthanasia. Suppose I don't want to live. I'm hale and hearty. I just don't want to live. Should I have the right to kill myself?
so I think yes, a right to dignified life also includes right to die right to die peacefully. So I feel it is as a democracy it should be allowed.
All right. You have something to do with Lucknow, I find.
Pardon, sir?
Lucknow, I am Lucknow, you went there or something. Which reminds me of only one song, Hindi song, where the word Lucknow is used. Can you think of that song? Bareilly, so we know Jhumka Gira Re, Bareilly ke Bazaar mein, and something new, some new one also. Can you think of any one song where the word Lucknow is used?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't.
All right, my last question. Now, recently, again, what's been happening in the recent past? Tamil Nadu, of all places, getting flooded. The hills getting flooded.
Sir.
Kerala getting flooded. Correct? Why do you think, meaning urban floods, high altitude floods, and coastal floods like Kerala? Now, don't say climate change. Give me a specific answer. Why is this happening?
Urban flood, lack of urban planning, sir, is one issue.
All right, coastal Kerala.
Kerala was due to lack of planning of dam management.
Are you sure?
2017 Kerala floods were due to release of water by dams in an unplanned manner.
All right, and the
Himalayas.
floods on the hills.
Yes, sir. So that also due to unplanned urbanization, sir, due to encroachment in the flows of the riverbed.
Won't you blame government organizations like the National Hydroelectric Corporation, NHPC,
Sir,
for making dam after dam on the hills?
sir, that is a problem, sir, because of damming of rivers at that altitude and tunneling and leading to that is.
Fair enough. My last question, again connected to high altitudes. If there's an earthquake, major earthquake in the Himalayas, what will be the biggest impact on the plains of North India?
There's an earthquake. Okay, sir. 1 second, sir.
Just assume Chandigarh.
Sir.
Major Himalayan earthquake, Chandigarh is on the plains of North India. What will be the biggest impact?
Downflow of water would increase, sir, leading to flooding in the.
All right, thanks.
Vaibhav, let's move to another topic. Okay. In August last year, Government of India announced, it's connected to your computer engineering, about restriction on import of laptops.
Sir.
Okay. In November, it withdrew that restriction and allowed unrestricted import of laptops. So, my first question to you, which of the policy decisions of Government of India, in your view, was correct and why? And my question number 2, whether it is befitting to a government like India's government, which is such a huge government, to flip-flopping on the decision.
So the first question of which of the decision was correct as per my understanding, sir. In my humble opinion, I feel second one of allowing imports of laptops was a wise decision. However, unrestricted imports, that aspect could have been thought through due to the issues of cybersecurity, due to the issues of spying on devices. And about the second question, sir, about the flip-flop in policy decisions, sir, I don't think it's a good idea, sir. The economic survey has also pointed out about how policy indecisiveness historically has led to investors not finding the country as on ease of doing business, and overarchingly banning imports would further take us back to pre-1991 era, where there would be lack of competition and both producers and consumers would lose.
Okay. So, what should Government of India do to control the damage? Because India, as a good policy country, its image has taken a hit as per your own understanding. Okay. So, what should the Government of India be doing now?
In particular to the laptop case? Or?
Exactly. Laptop. We are confining to laptops only. Import of laptops.
So in the short term, we have to rely on imports. Our domestic we domestically assemble electronics.
No, that's all right. What in policy terms the government of India should do to control the damage on its image? Because it is flip-flopping, it's not a government which is thinking right.
So one could be track to diplomacy, where our domestic manufacturers and global suppliers meet and convey a conviction for a continued support. And further, sir, global investment summits and things like that, recently which some states did, signify a commitment of policy continuity.
Okay. So your father, engineer-in-chief in the PWD department, is PWD roads or buildings?
Building and roads.
Both.
Sir.
Okay. So, and again, question on your opinion, basically. In our childhood days, we used to see Work Sarkar. Work Sarkar was the person who used to fill up all the ditches on the roads the day it used to happen. Okay. And so the road was serviceable all through the year. Nowadays, that concept is gone completely all over India. Okay. And now whole and sole contract system has come in, where recarpeting of the road is done. Okay. So why it is that happening? Why the government is waiting? Why the state PWD department is waiting for the road to completely deteriorate and then do the work? There are a lot of allegations around that, because it is giving rise to contractor system, nexus between politicians, contractors and bureaucrats, all sorts of ills.
Sir.
What's your view on that?
So lack of maintenance of infrastructure by PWD is a big concern, sir. And the reason for this happening is, what I gather from my father is because the department's own strength has reduced. As you mentioned, so there were workers earlier who used to go out and maintain the infrastructure.
They were temporary workers, they were not permanent workers.
Sir.
Work Sarkar.
Work Sarkar, sir.
Yeah. Work charge staff.
Yes, sir. So the lack of human resource with the department has reduced. That is why that work has been outsourced. And secondly, sir, the clauses in PPP for the contractor to maintain, there has been lack of enforceability on them. For example, if a contractor has a time period of say 2 years to maintain the infrastructure being built, due to lack of deterrence or other reasons, there has been lack of enforcement of those contracts. So
what is your view? Should we come back to the previous regime?
So efforts needs to be done on both the aspects. For example, my father tells me that there's an app in Haryana by the name of Harpat, where citizens take a photo and upload and let the department know, and then the line department either lets the contractor know or their own staff to take that action, and that has to be resolved in a particular time span. So there's accountability being held. So both within department capacity has to be increased. There are examples where Ahmedabad municipality has gotten machines to automate that work because the municipality is doing financially very well off. So within department, even if we don't have human resource, we could automate that work. And if it's the responsibility of a contractor to do it, there has to be strict enforcement of the agreements and PPP laws.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Vaibhav, you blog about Chandigarh.
Sir.
Chandigarh is situated at foothills of which hill?
Shivalik, sir.
Shivalik Hills. Okay, and you are born in Haryana.
Sir.
Should there be a separate capital for Haryana?
So, in my personal opinion, sir, Chandigarh serves the purpose because of the multicultural fabric of the city. It serves the purpose of capital for both the states, sir. And other than this, sir, the infrastructure of a High Court, because the High Court is also joined, there's also the state legislature and executive. There's already established infrastructure, sir. So I think, sir, it serves the purpose in my personal opinion, sir.
What kind of problems today Chandigarh is facing, apart from the traffic problems?
So, can I take a second, sir?
Yes.
So drug menace is a pressing problem in the city. With Chandigarh, with capital of Punjab, and there's heavy inflow, not just from Punjab but from Delhi NCR also. So youth getting addicted to drugs is a major concern, sir, of the city. Secondly, housing is another concern, sir. With people coming in from Punjab and Haryana and Himachal also for work, which and with Chandigarh having a heritage status. Recently, there was a Supreme Court judgment about how the houses cannot be converted into apartments or floors, because then the whole point of design of the city would lose. So affordable housing and drug addiction in the youth are the two pressing issues in the city, sir.
Interesting. Chandigarh is also associated with a tag, retired city.
Sir.
Why is it so?
Sir, its closeness to the executive capitals, because a lot of people retire from either judiciary or they retire from the state services, eventually end up settling here. Also, sir, Chandigarh's closeness to Chandi Mandir, which is a major military cantonment. So a lot of defense personals retire in Panchkula and Chandigarh, sir. These are the two reasons,
Okay. There's a culture of Gedi.
sir.
You know? Tell me about the women's status in Chandigarh as compared to Haryana and Punjab. Is it better or is it worse?
Sir.
Give data also.
Sir. I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the exact data. But if you ask, what I personally believe is, sir, there's law and order situation is better in the city. Plus, there's more reporting also of crimes because women are more aware about their rights. And with the police being modernized in the city, there's CCTV presence across the city. Black spots are being reduced. Traffic lights are being made more prevalent. Gedi, however, remains a problem. Recently, 2018, there was an infamous case.
Is it an administrative failure or a social failure?
I believe, sir, it's a social failure. Administrators can only implement a law till a place. It is about a change in behavior that is required and a change in attitude that is required.
Okay. Vaibhav, your optional is mathematics and you are a computer engineer.
Sir.
I'm not an engineer. Explain blockchain technology to me.
So blockchain technology is based on ledgers. Ledgers are an Excel sheet type of cells which are connected with each other. And the reason why blockchain technology is a new age development is because of the security it provides. To explain that further, when an entry is made in a ledger, approval from the fellow blockchain users is required. So, for example, if land records are being made and if a property transacts from one owner to the other owner, approval of the previous owner, approval of the registrar is required to change the entry into the ledger. So, this is the basic of blockchain, sir. It is secure because of encryption.
Okay, Vaibhav. Lastly, I'll come to this following Indian startup in agri-tech.
Sir.
Tell me about Kisan AI. You might be aware.
Sir.
Are you aware of Kisan AI?
Sir.
Who is the founder?
I'm not aware of the founder.
Okay. Are you aware of the Kisan AI per se, right?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the exact
It's the
details.
biggest startup in the agri-tech thing.
Okay, I'll go read about it, sir.
Okay. Tell me about this what kind of startups you follow?
Sir.
Any new innovations or something?
Sir. So there are startups which I follow are like DHeart, Ninja Cart. So one interesting is Rashi Mitra, which is helping silk farmers in Karnataka all the way from silkworm sowing protection against diseases to selling it to fabric makers. So overall in the sector, this is what the private entrepreneurs are doing. The government has provided them with AgriStack to enable them with the data, big data. And states like Telangana have their own state exchanges which provide data at the basis of Tehsil, which is enabling.
Okay, Vaibhav. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
the first thing which I would like to say is that you've got a very pleasant personality. You've got everything going for you, essentially. You are articulate. You don't let this heaven-sent opportunity go by. You have to give it your best shot. So for that, firstly, you'll need to be properly attired, suit. See to it that your socks match the color of your trousers, and that there should be no skin showing which is showing at the moment. Which means that the elastic in your socks possibly have gotten loose. Wear fresh ones, right? Clean shaven fully, hair neatly combed. We would like an officer to be striding in, not an unsure candidate, because this is not a test of knowledge per se, it's a test of your personality, and they are looking to assess whether you have officer like qualities. Please bear in mind, first one is integrity. So don't play the guessing game too often. Maybe once you could ask for it, but it shows that you are willing to gamble, to take a chance, which is not something which is encouraged in the civil services. Then conceptual clarity, very important. Lucid exposition, logical thinking, balanced opinions, self-confidence and poise. Sometimes they throw you a curveball just to see how you handle it. And then another very important area, awareness of yourself, district, state, nation, the world. See, questions are going to come from 3 or 4 main sources. One is your DAF, the other is from your subject, your job, current events. So what you do in the meanwhile now, focus on your preparation, because the more you're prepared, the more confident you'll feel, and the better you'll be able to respond also. Take about 100 or 120 of these A4 size sheets. Build up a question bank of the likely questions. No one can of course predict, but likely questions, as I said, from these 4 sources. Then for each topic, do a deep dive. Wrap your head around it so that you get the entire perspective. Once you've got that done, then reduce it to 4 or 5 bullet points in order of priority. And then practice. Practice before a mirror, practice before a friend, or videograph yourself. You should aim to have a response time of about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. But in that time, you should aim to completely, crisply, to the point, cover what is asked. Then you will make an impact. And when you see, there are 2 types of questions which are thrown at a candidate. One is the factual type, there either you know it or you don't know it. One is opinion type. There you have to think on your feet. That's essential component of in the arsenal of a civil servant. Now you were asked by my co-panelist that what is a just war? And you thought it over and then you couldn't come up with a response. Very simple. A just war is fought against tyranny.
It's a political science concept. I thought he was expecting me to list down those exact
Don't assume
points.
that I'm expecting something.
Think on your feet, and don't overthink it. That what is he expecting? What am I supposed to say? No.
Exactly.
Just logically. A just war was fought against colonialism.
Correct, sir.
Also because of this Ram episode, now this just war is, the concept of just war is very popular in the public discourse.
So, and like when I asked you about what draws you to civil services, you said diversity and then you said parents. All this, doesn't create the kind of impact which mature grown-up officer would respond like this, that sir, I've looked at various career options and to my mind, this is the one which creates maximum impact on the public. Right? In the beginning, I'm able to meet people one-on-one, understand their problems, and I'm in a position to redress those grievances of theirs, and then later on, in the course of events, when I go up in seniority, I can contribute to policy making. Have a look at policy cycle, right? And the kind of impact which you produce on the general populace is unparalleled. Last suggestion, don't let your voice get into a monotonous tone. It should be properly modulated. At times there will be excitement, at times there will be passion. Show that you want this, you are desperate for it.
Correct, sir.
So go there, give it your best shot. The rest is in the hands of God, but we hope to see your name in the successful candidates list. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
My only observation would be to say that I saw your enthusiasm and focus go down during the 20-25 minutes of your interview. You started very confidently and very cheerfully, and then it kept on sliding down. Keep it at the same level. Try and maintain a joyous mood, a happy thing.
It's not an interrogation. It's just a
You are looking a bit
friendly
tired,
invitation.
no? You are looking a bit tired.
I'm not well.
You are not.
Okay, all right. Then all the best to you. Take
All
care.
the best.
You bring a lot of positives to the table. Let me
Yes,
tell
you
you.
are a good candidate, no doubt.
Very good candidate, very good, and you will make it. Only thing is that you have to prepare, as the chairman has explained to you. Number one, number two, take plenty of rest on the day of your interview, the previous night at least. Sleep, and sleep. You know everything.
Thank you.
You just need to articulate it.
Dates are not out. Right?
Dates are not yet.
All right. Wish you the best.
Okay.
Best of luck.
Not too many mocks are required to you. Okay.
Don't try to get into the India book of the Limca book of Indian records.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.